Good morning, everyone. I hope you can hear me okay. My name is Barbara McCormack, and I'm the librarian here in the Royal Irish Academy. And today I'm going to discuss the library's involvement in a digital humanities research project, which aims to uncover, preserve, and widen access to heritage collections through interdisciplinary and collaborative partnerships. So I hope to illustrate the importance of collaboration between research organisations and the cultural heritage sector by introducing the OS200 project, which aims to re-evaluate the impacts and legacies of the Ordnance Survey on the island of Ireland through a UK-Ireland collaboration in the digital humanities. And Ireland has particular importance in the global history of maps and map making. 2 centuries ago, it became the first country to be mapped entirely at the large scale of 6 inches to 1 mile, which was a remarkable achievement at the time. And not only did the mapmakers survey and record features on the ground, they captured an impressive range of local details, including folklore, place names, antiquities, religion, and topography. And all of this work was undertaken by the Ordnance Survey during the period from the 1820s until the 1840s. And the records of this are now preserved here in the Ordnance Survey archive at the Royal Irish Academy Library. So OS200, or Digitally Remapping Ireland's Ordnance Survey Heritage, is a 3-year project which is jointly funded by the Irish Research Council and the Arts and Humanities Research Council in the UK, as part of a collaboration to bring together world-leading expertise in the digital humanities across the UK and Ireland. In 2021, the project was one of 11 projects to successfully receive grant funding designed to support large collaborative projects achieve a transformational impact on the digital humanities through innovative multidisciplinary research and partnership around defined thematic areas. And OS200, it sought to address the theme of digital humanities and cultural heritage by uncovering, preserving and widening access to hidden collections through interdisciplinary and collaborative partnerships, discovering innovative ways in which the digital humanities can enhance access to and engagement with the cultural heritage sector, and also exploring new or hidden narratives. OS200 is composed of a diverse team, including geographers, linguists, historians, archaeologists, and computer scientists. The 2 lead research organisations are Queen's University Belfast and the University of Limerick, with Professor Keith Lilly and Dr. Catherine Porter acting as project investigators, a further 4 co-investigators, and 3 researchers completing the project team. It has engaged new and inclusive partnerships between researchers and stakeholders, such as the Royal Irish Academy, specifically the Academy's library and its Irish Historic Towns Atlas, but also the Public Records Office of Northern Ireland and the Digital Repository of Ireland. It also hopes to collaborate with other major humanities research projects, such as the Place Names Database of Ireland and the Northern Ireland Place Names Project. So OS200 aims then to gather historic Ordnance Survey maps and texts to form a freely accessible online resource for academic and public use, which will reconnect the original 6-inch maps with related materials, such as the Ordnance Survey memoirs, letters and name books, to uncover and explore otherwise hidden and forgotten aspects of the life and work of those employed by the Ordnance Survey as they mapped and recorded landscapes and localities. It will enable the reconstruction of an ethnography of the Ordnance Survey in Ireland, looking at the movement of the field workers and their relationships with informants and other Ordnance Survey personnel during the late 1820s and into the 1830s, and will advance our understanding of how Ireland was mapped 2 centuries ago, also marking the bicentenary of the Ordnance Survey in Ireland. The digital outcomes of the project will open up new legacies and impacts of the Ordnance Survey to new audiences, creating insights into Ireland's cultures, landscapes and people, past and present. I just explain a little bit about the Ordnance Survey. So The Ordnance Survey was established in 1824, and it operated as an agency of the British Military of Defence for the next 100 years. Under the direction of Major General Thomas Colby, the mapping project aimed to undertake a townland survey of Ireland, mapping the entire country at a scale of 6 inches to 1 mile, for the purpose of updating land valuations. The cartographic element of the OS project, or the Great National Work, started in 1825, and it was completed in 1842, producing a full set of maps for each Irish county. These maps, along with letters and other documents produced by surveyors, are important resources in terms of the legacy of the Ordnance Survey. However, what was once a connected corpus of material has become fragmented and scattered across both collections and institutions. Many of these records are actually held here in the Academy Library, with the exception of the name books, which were used by surveyors to record the authoritative forms of place names by conducting research in the field. These are held by the National Archives, along with other archival material generated through the mapping process. OS200 will use new and innovative digital methods, tools and practices to connect and enrich these materials, recreating connections between memoirs, sketches, letters, name books and maps, re-examining not only how the Ordnance Survey mapped Ireland, but also the process by which they transformed it. So a range of important primary sources pertaining to the Ordnance Survey are held by the Royal Irish Academy, which include the original set of 6-inch maps for the country. It also includes 137 volumes of letters, extracts and inquisitions, together with antiquarian drawings, which were transferred to the Royal Irish Academy in the period 1857 to 60, and a further 52 boxes comprising the Ordnance Survey Memoirs, transferred in 1890. I'm just going to now present a brief overview of each of these collections. So the original set of maps were published between 1833 and 1846, and these are held in the library reading room, and we have 2 examples on display today. We have the map of Dublin and 2 volumes of the map of Mayo. The bound volumes contain an index map to each county and describe the landscape of pre-famine Ireland, from coast to coast, providing a complete record of cities, towns and villages, along with hills, fields, rivers, lakes, greens, farmhouses and smaller dwellings. And the example on the screen today is of the village of, or the town of Clondalkin, recording details such as the Round Tower, Mill Pond, the Glebe House, the Corn Mill, the Orchard House, and the Schoolhouse, but also the Fever Hospital, the Dispensary, and the Lying-in Hospital. The Academy holds a large collection of manuscript Ordnance Survey letters, comprising correspondence between John O'Donovan, as you can see here on the screen, and other researchers employed by the Ordnance Survey, and this is correspondence back to their headquarters in Dublin as they travelled around the country. O'Donovan was appointed to the Ordnance Survey in 1830, and he would have worked very closely with Thomas Larkham and George Petrie, researching Irish place names particularly, and establishing the authoritative forms of these names to be used in the maps. Letters exist for each county in Ireland, with the exceptions of counties Cork, Antrim and Tyrone, and they are arranged by county and by parish, often recording details of meetings and discussions between the surveyors and local people about topographical information. Full transcripts of the letters were edited by the Reverend Michael O'Flanagan from 1927 to 30, and a typescript set of this edition is held by the library. The manuscripts themselves were disbound, conserved, microfilmed, and digitised as part of the International Access to Academy Library Holdings project, which was generously supported by Atlantic Philanthropies and completed in 2012. Digital versions of these letters are available on the Ask About Ireland website, where they complement other resources such as Griffith's valuation and also the name books. But as part of the Ordnance Survey 200 project, the library contributed digital scans of the microfilmed letters along with detailed associated metadata. The Ordnance Survey Memoirs were compiled in the 1830s, and these comprised descriptions of topographical details and antiquities that could not easily be surmised in cartographic form on the accompanying maps. Arranged by county and parish in 52 boxes, they contain information on landscape, topography, population, economy and society, as well as recording features of antiquarian interest. Now, memoirs exist for the counties of Antrim, Donegal, Down, Fermanagh, Londonderry and Tyrone, together with a small amount of material relating to the parishes in the counties of Cavan, Monaghan, Leitrim, Louth and Sligo. And unfortunately, government funding for the scheme was withdrawn in 1839-40 before any memoirs were completed for the remainder of the country. The memoirs have been published in a set of 40 volumes, plus an index volume, under the editorship of Angelique Day and Patrick McWilliams in the 1980s. The memoirs also include over 1,600 pen and ink drawings, which record details of archaeological and antiquarian features completed by surveyors working in the field. The drawings, like this one, were catalogued with funding from the Esme Mitchell Trust and Atlantic Philanthropies, but they were digitised as part of the Ordnance Survey 200 project. The sketches were not published with the text of the memoirs in the 1980s, but a small subset of these drawings was published in Angelique Day's book, Glimpses of Ireland's Past, the Ordnance Survey Memoir Drawings, in 2014. So the vast majority of these drawings have not been reproduced and will be reproduced for the first time as part of the Ordnance Survey 200 project, where they will be digitally reunited with the text of the memoirs. In addition to the drawings that were conducted or compiled by surveyors in the field, there is another set of professional drawings and sketches in the collection, and these were prepared by artists that were employed by the Ordnance Survey, people such as George Petrie, George Victor Denoyer, and William Frederick Wakeman. And the originals of these drawings, consisting of over 1,000 sketches in numerous Irish counties, dating back from the 1830s, are held in the Academy Library. And they cover antiquarian sites in numerous counties, but particularly in County Tipperary. And you can see here, this is an east window of Cahir Abbey in County Tipperary, drawn by Denoyer in September 1840. The sketches were conserved with funding from the Heritage Council and are now stored unbound in archival boxes. The library received funding to catalogue the drawings from the Sailors and Soldiers Trust Fund and to photograph the collection for preservation purposes from Atlantic Philanthropies. So finally, along with the letters, memoirs, drawings and sketches, the Academy Library holds a collection known as the OS Extracts and Inquisitions, and these contain transcripts or copies of documents relevant to the work of the surveyor's topographical department. The documents are mostly in Irish and Latin, although there are some in English, relating to antiquities in various counties. The extracts are arranged in bound volumes by county and include some material that was lost in 1922 during the fire in the Public Records Office of Ireland. And much of this material is now available on the Virtual Record Treasury of Ireland, which was developed by the Beyond 2022 project, led by Trinity College in Dublin. To date, the library has contributed 23 volumes of extracts, produced during the period 1810 until 1820, which cover material from the 16th to the 18th centuries. The example we see on the slide is the will of Donal O'Gallagher, aged 41 years, concerning all the old customs of O'Donnell's in the territory of Tyrconnell in the year 1626. So today I have outlined how the Ordnance Survey 200 Digital Humanities Project aims to collate maps and other primary sources into a single freely accessible resource which will enable both researchers and the general public to explore hidden and disparate legacies of the Ordnance Survey in Ireland. The records of the survey, such as those preserved in the Academy Library, offer an important insight into the mapping of Ireland under British rule. and are particularly important since the records in Britain were largely destroyed during the Second World War. To conclude, partnerships between cultural institutions like the Academy Library and research projects like Ordnance Survey 200 enable us to enrich community discoverability and engagement with our heritage collections and provide a transformational impact in the field of digital humanities. I would like to thank you for your time today and your interest in the library's contribution to the Ordnance Survey 200 project. I'd also like to invite you at some stage this morning to view original material that's on display in the reading room pertaining to the Ordnance Survey, including each of the collections that I've mentioned in this talk. Thank you very much.